So this is what I like to call Carrot Speaks. No, I call it Carrot Soup Mix. Um, because I just wanted to talk about the song that I was gonna make a video for. What that I am. I don't really know what to say. I'm doing to it. I'm finalizing it. I'm checking it off the box. I'm not gonna I don't want it to sound or feel like I'm not investing energy into it because that's all I'm doing. But not to a full on perfectionist level because the time for me to do that was when I made it. But I usually start on things and hobby hop, a hobby bop, if you will. And it's not that I don't have desire and interest in these subjects, but it's just I'm very a lot of creative energy sources from a feeling. And at the time, this feeling was too heavy for me. Like, I got tired of working on a song because it just brought it up for me each time again and again. And I just didn't, and I knew I didn't, I knew that in avoiding it, I would further delay my overcoming of it. And I feel like that's what this whole thing is. And that's why it's like that's why I wanted to talk about it because it was so um, important to me that I really honed in on those feelings, worked it out, and tried to just make better of it instead of feeling all nasty and useless practically. Because I really don't even have a title for the song. In my GarageBand file, it's called Love To. And I don't know if I was doing something else while I saved it, while I typed that name out, because I do have mistypes. What's it called? Let's just say that Siri decides half of the words that I say, because she just changes everything. Autocorrect, that's what it's called. So for me, January is always a mixture of things. It never truly feels like a new year, but because to me, the new stuff really feels like it begins in spring for me. I don't know if that's woke new year or whatever, but it is for me. Um, so in January, it kind of just feels like an actual close to the last year. And compared to me last year, I know, I feel like I've been coming up and working on things for my whole life, but especially I'll say from summer of 2019 when I graduated to now, and how different experiences, pain, bad, good, or whatever, has formed me to who I am now. I don't feel as stuck in anything. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. I don't feel like I miss anything. It's just doing what I can to get what I want, but everything that I need is already there. And I know that sounds way more easier said than done. And the audio probably just got better because I just put the mic a centimeter closer to my face. But just how I felt. And even the little things mean something. Because just these blue tights that I've received hate for, that's dramatic, but I have been why are you trying to wear those tights? When for me, it's fun color tights that fit. I got them at the thrift store, new, unopened, for $3, and I this is what I wanted. Without, because I shopping online, that's my least favorite thing to do. I don't really do that, but able to find those things that fit me well. Because sometimes I get tights from the Like say Spirit Halloween, when they go like mark down the next day, I go in and or 2 days after is even better. I go in and get like probably 2 pairs of tights that I'm always too tall for, but I get them because I want to be able to have fun tights for me, you know. And this was that. Of course, it can be a harsh color, like it's like a royal blue almost, which is like my least favorite color in the world. Even though I love blue, but royal blue, they're important to me in that way, which wouldn't be the first thing somebody thinks of when they just see what they claim is a bad outfit with these, but it's just like it's fun. It's what it is. And the main point I believe that I wanted to come across, no, that yeah, the main point that I wanted to come across was that I've still remained myself. Um which makes me emotional almost, cuz like especially in society, in this world, so many people feel they feel how they feel and they project it onto other people. So they feel limited, so they try to make you go down to also match how they feel limited, because everybody should feel limited. But it's not the truth. And like I've always been a more eccentric, um different person. Like for years I've just heard like, "Oh, how could I just like how you do this, and like I wish I could do what you do, blah blah." And I'm like, I don't do anything special. I'm simply a human who happens to be a slaying black queen. Period. And that's what makes it even more fun, because I get to exist not only within the world but in black culture. So being able to be that fun, eccentric black woman that I've seen here and there growing up, and that being me, is it's beauty. Having Let's go back to the song. Let's go back to the song. So in the song Love To, I feeling understood. It's a thing. Like truly feeling like someone like gets you, I feel like can cause two things. Like you can just be like, "Oh, this person's great." Um, I can see it can go romantic or friendship, but it's just like, wow, like somebody understands me. I don't have to um break down each aspect of everything just for it to come across, because I've been told I speak in riddles when I don't intend to. It's just how my brain works. uh so having someone work to understand me without making me feel like the odd one out, it was like a refreshing thing. Um, and I was able to ignore other facets of this dynamic that wasn't fantastic. And even though it wasn't like abusive or oppressive, and it was just like not not where I'd want to sit, not an energy that felt joyous enough to be stagnant in, not anything that felt worth my time at some points. But it was like, oh, but they understand me. So, like, could I really endure all this? Sure, I can. But as the Lord makes everything around me, it's like, you thought. And I couldn't have been, well, at the time, it wasn't happy. But, like, seeing how it all plays out throughout the whole year, it's like, dang, like that kind of slayed. Like Boots, like shout out to shout out to the big blue sky for real. Um, and I just really enjoyed that. Like, of course, the journey wasn't fun then, but it's like, look at me now. I didn't let those energies from multiple sources um, make me feel like I was wrong for who I was and make me feel stupid and childish. Of course, I had things that I can improve on. We all do. The whole thing of the song was that it can be easy to stay somewhere that has potential, somewhere that you've known this whole time, and somewhere with promises. So mainly potential, like you falling for the potential of somebody rather than what they're showing you. Like just not being what people wanted me to be all the time. And as a recovering people pleaser, it's hard to understand when someone's being okay, as a recovered people pleaser who also like reflects a lot. It's hard to reflect on something that someone told you without knowing where their opinion is sourced. And typically, depending on the person, it can be sourced from their own um what's it called? Like they're just projecting. And like and as a person who's supposed to care for you, you would think that they would be able to come from a place of compassion, empathy, understanding, accepting who you are, and y'all go from there. But instead, it's like, okay, you check this, and this box. Um, I guess it can be cool, but like you can't do that, and you can't do this, and you can't do this. That is not for me. That's not me. Like even spaces I grew up in, like no one was ever too like let's put that fire out. You know, it's always been supportive, which I know I'm lucky, blessed, amen. But it was kind of hard to be like, oh, like I understand that you've experienced that, and you think that I should also feel this level of almost shame and oppression, which is I feel like dramatic, but you know, just feeling like they're like, and you can even hear it like in songs like all the time where they're like I'm thinking of the Blood Orange when she's like, say you do too much, you're doing the most, but why would I want to do the least? And not even in a way that people think is for them, but you doing you, which seems to be the most for them. And you get, well, the two reactions that I know, it's either the people who are like, love that for you, period. Actually, three. Love that for you, period. You need to chill out, you're doing too much. Or like kind of admiration. Like they're like, I guess it's the same as period. So two, like I said. Um, and like having both of those types of energies in my closest, like repeating around me all the time, it was tiresome because I'm like, oh, am I allowed to do this, or is somebody else gonna think that I'm doing too much annoying or just like not worth the time? But then it's hard to know, and that's what I worked through, like all last year, intentionally and unintentionally. Um, I've recently unlocked the emotion of anger. So, I literally last year, and having to learn how that also adds to my different emotions that I can experience, and knowing what to do when I feel that like that feeling. Um, Learning that I am who I am, and I'm worth it. And it doesn't matter if other people see that, but I know that, and me knowing that changes the people around me. Cause it's like, oh, you're not about to do that to me. Like, I don't know what this was a few years ago, a few months ago even, but I've updated. um, and that's been truly a blessing to me. Like, just everything just being lined up when I do when I truly feel that gut feeling desire of like, yeah. And then when I do the yes, it's like, yeah. And even if I feel a no and I say nah, it's still like, see what I tell you. And I couldn't be more grateful because making this song last year, it truly felt like an end almost. Like what was the point of ever feeling that feeling that what's the term? Feeling to that degree again when anyone can shut it down. But now it's more like I know that I can feel those feelings, and if it gets shut down, I can recover from that. And that's like that was mind blowing to me, because I was like, well, I've always felt like happy, sad, confused, smart, and just every emotion at once all the time. But I can hone in on one thing and be okay. I can hone in and come back, because even when I go through it all, it's still me going through it all. So then I'm just like, this is what you get, don't throw a fit. And that's what this song means to me. It's it's not the best quality, because I would just make it in passing, because every time I would try to work on it, the feelings would come back. I would get upset and I didn't want to work on anything at all. I I went through not even like writer's block, but like having ideas and not caring enough to go through with it, because I didn't want to experience the emotion that I knew it was going to bring me to. And I have this bag out here because blowing my nose and I'm getting nosebleeds. I was going to talk more about the nosebleeds, but I forgot that some people are like icked out by blood. And I'm not saying that I'm like a gore person, because I'm not. But like blood, I'm like, hey, it happens. Um, anyway, that's what the song means to me. That's what the song brings to me. It brings, because when I think of winter, I think of blue. It's That's why I'm wearing all this blue. The tights are blue, the same tights that every time I try to wear, like if somebody else was having an input on my outfit, they'll be like, well, I don't know about the tights. And I'm like, the tights are the outfit. I can look like crap, but I'm wearing these blue tights and I feel awesome. So if that bothers you so much, sorry, but I'm gonna do me. And like that just that's like the main thing, and it brings that to me. And I feel like it took so long to work through all those things, and like reflecting on all the people I let affect me. It's like, dang, like I didn't have to do that, but I did it, and I'm here, and I'm okay. So like it's just all beautiful. And I'm usually not even a fan of clear blue skies, but I'm like, wow, like it's literally a clear. Like there's some clouds down there, but like the what are they called? The Romulus Prime clouds. Um, yeah, I just couldn't be. I couldn't be more grateful. If you guys want me to cry, it's gonna cost $3. Um, and just being able to get these projects out as a more as a monument for me rather than who hears it, who judges it, who likes it. It's like almost honoring myself and being like, you went through this, and from that energy, you made this, and I, as myself, appreciate that one. But like, I just love that we do that. I love that we're emotionally led and not in a react, like, people say like respond, don't react. Like, I'm happy that we can react as a response, but like creatively. And I know this is a letter to myself. I know it was hard to work on it. Like, I had so many tracks that I would start when I was like in the thick of it, and I'm like, dang, like this shit too heavy, bro. Like, oh, I fucking do it, bro. And I'll probably work on it for like 30 minutes, and then I end up crying, and then I stop. And then I'll even have like a day where I'm like, oh, I just want to work on music today, and I would just like sit and listen to what I had there already, and I just be like, I can't open this Pandora's box. Like, I can't. And I started working on it in December a little bit more. Like, I'll go in, change one sound, change it back, see what it was. And even when I've been working on it this year, January, I tried to add some more stuff to like what I already had solidified last year, like probably March, February. But I was like, you know what? That like the way it sounds, the feelings, the pitchiness, the sick voice that's behind the auto tune. That was what it was. That was what I wanted then. That's what I could do. That's what I did do. That's what I endured enough to make. And I'm gonna keep that in. It's even though it can, because I always have like an underlying feeling of like, oh, this sounds so cheap, and like everyone can hear how cheap it sounds. Like, I just made it on my iPhone with like Apple headphone microphone, but then I got this like in June or something, probably before that. Actually, it was before that, but I didn't have like, because Chris let me use his Scarlett because he doesn't use it that much, and even picked out the piece for me to the Apple Store. Like, just being thankful that I have this type of people around me who don't hate me. And if they do, I don't know. And I'm fine. If they do, then you're lost. And that's just what that's like, all these things, all these thoughts are encompassed in this one track that I started last January. And I added on this little end tag to kind of feel like I'm talking back to myself, but also to all that energy from probably like September of 2023 to August of 2024. And seeing what was worth it or not, I went through it. So like, just being able to like sounding, almost feeling like I'm speaking to them. They impacted me negatively, positively, whatever, and me now gets to reflect back on all of it. And I don't know, it just makes me happy. So it's like it's a thing. I obviously get sad about it, I get emotional, but that's just who I am. but it makes me happy at the same time. That I was able to do that. That I'm this person. I'm this creative who does what I can and keeps the energy going. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for listening, being curious, not listening. Passive scrollers, you're also appreciated. Uh, interactors, friends, people I haven't seen in years, people I've seen within the last 3 weeks. Like, everything is connected. I've been extremely blessed my whole life. And I'm so emotional. Like, I can cry for 30 hours. Like, just thank you. And thank you to me. I thank me. I thank you. And I just love life with its ups and downs and journeys and lessons and everything. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Bye.